Welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes of Ohio State Football. This is going to be a look at behind the scenes inside Ohio Stadium after the game is over, after everyone's gone home. Here's what it's like inside the stadium after all of the excitement is over. We're going to start this. We're starting in the post-game interview room. This is in the southeast tower of Ohio Stadium. So the tower where the victory bell is, kind of close to the RPAC. This is the podium where Ryan Day, Ohio State players, assistant coaches will do their post-game interviews. They'll stand up here, and this is when they do, that's what they're looking at. Rows of folks sitting there in the chairs, and then you see the little barrier back there that there used to be all sorts of tripods and cameras back there. They changed that a couple of years ago. Now, there's only one camera, it's up there, and everyone just plugs into the same feed and everyone gets the same video feed, so there's not a million tripods and cameras in here. A little improvement of technology making your life a little easier and a little better. So this is what that post-game interview room looks like. And then you can look out the window over here. You're looking, this is the tunnel that the Buckeyes go down on their way to the field. The locker room is kind of right beneath us. There's a look down at the tunnel. And then south stands up there. You can see kind of the top of the scoreboard there. That's all going on out there. So, and then if you come back here, there's a little look down the stairs here. It's just a stairwell. It's nothing exciting. We're not going to go down into the locker room, but the locker room is down those stairs down there. So instead, we're going to go out, head back to the rest of the stadium, let you see outside. This is the third floor of the southeast tower. Gotta go grab my tripod. This is the third floor of the southeast tower. You go up those stairs, you get to the victory bell. Did a story on that a couple of years ago. You go down these stairs one floor, you get to the recruiting room. There's always have balloons up here for the recruits. Just give you a little look in here. This is one of the recruiting rooms. They got very fancy Ohio State helmet furniture. This was the spring game that we're doing this for. There's all sorts of stuff here. This is where all the recruits will come and hang out before the game. Then they'll come down these stairs and all the balloons there. You can kind of see the wall here. Justin Fields, Ezekiel Elliott, Eddie George, the national championship in the 2014 season, John Cooper winning the Rose Bowl, in the 1996 season, Woody Hayes. So again, we're headed out the door now. Big photo of Ohio Stadium with a flyover. And we're gonna head out these doors. We're gonna go down towards the field. It is, as the sign says, not a public entrance. You can only come in here if you're a recruit. They have these little tables out here. That's where the recruits come and check in, pick up their credentials for the game. This is the area on the way out towards the locker room. This is just leftover food stuff here after the spring game. This is Ohio State's locker room. There are still a few people in here. We're about 2 hours after the game. We're gonna come out here, and what you're gonna see is some of the cleanup crew are already starting to work. Sometimes this happens during a regular season game. This usually happens after the game, the morning after the game. Right now there are people up in the upper deck, C deck, cleaning stuff up. Still some people lingering, and I guess that's maybe a recruit or just a fan who found their way onto the field. Yeah, just a few people walking around. What you'll see up here, I'm going to move very quickly because what those people have is leaf blowers, and those leaf blowers are great for cleaning the stadium, blow the trash all to one spot, and then they'll blow it down and get it kind of consolidated very quickly. They are also very loud. There were not a lot of people sitting in south stands today, so they're probably not using them right now for that reason, but we are going to get away from them because that will not help the audio if they are up there. We'll just kind of walk through the rest of the stadium here, give you a look around. Again, just a few people down there, a few people out on the field. Sometimes, every once in a while, you'll see kids playing on the field, which I'm sure is a dream come true for a lot of people. They have not gotten over here with the leaf blowers just yet. That's the kind of stuff that they'll all be cleaning up. Give you a look down here, and then we're going to go back out, let you see what the concourse looks like after a game, and then we're going to come back out here. We'll go back down the ramp to finish this up, let you see the field after the game as well. So here's a look underneath the concourse. This is where you've got all the concession stands and all that kind of stuff. This is a lot less trash than there normally is for a normal Ohio State game. At the end of the game, again, normally that cleanup happens typically the day after. They're doing a lot of that immediately after the spring game today. One thing that I think people may not know is it is not easy to get out of here if you're in here a couple hours after a game. All those gates over there you see, those are all locked. There are a couple ways to get out of the stadium. Usually they will have the media. You can get out the door by the media entrance. You can also get out the door by the band entrance. So if you're ever trapped inside Ohio Stadium, there you go. Every once in a while though, they will have the gate near the band entrance closed. That makes it a little trickier. And then you have to go out the media entrance, which is on the west side of the stadium. So I've never actually been locked inside and really been stuck inside Ohio Stadium. There have been a couple times when we've had a long post-game show and you get a little concerned because you do not have very many options to get out of here after a certain point. They have a couple of those gates still open today, so easier to get out today. We're getting out a little earlier than we would for a typical football game, so that's probably why. So we're going to go back out here now and let you get an up-close look at the field before we wrap this video up. Lots of people cleaning up already.
Hey, where you guys going?
When I was a student, this was ROTC people who did the cleanup in the stadium. I think that might still be the case. Duck back out here real quick and we'll go back down the band ramp down to the field. So now we're in the north rotunda, kind of underneath the stadium here. You can see all the stained glass windows that they put in about 25 years ago. Now we'll go down here, down that ramp, and let you take a quick look around the stadium at the field level. Lots of activity down here earlier today. Now, not so much. Nice and quiet, other than the cleanup crews and their music. So here we go down to the field, passing the flagpole. They've taken the pads off of the goalposts. The big red pad that you see obviously normally goes on there. That's how they're attached. Here's the north end zone of Ohio Stadium. Looks like the goalposts at the south end are a little out of plumb. The left end is a little lower than the right end is. Might have gotten bumped when they were taking stuff down. As you can see, they still have the scoreboard turned on. That'll probably come off pretty soon. They normally have that off a couple hours after the game. Here's the mark on the 35-yard line, the Buckeye sticker, which marks where they will normally kick off from. You get one of those on each of the 35-yard lines. And the big block O at the 50. So there you go. A little bit of a look inside Ohio Stadium in the hours after an Ohio State game. Maybe try and do one of these later this year during the fall when we're here a little longer and there's really almost no one left in the stadium. It is always kind of an interesting time to be in the stadium when they're not normally cleaning it and there's really no one in here. It's very, very, very different experience than it is during a typical game day. So there you go. We will end on the 50. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll have much more behind the scenes coverage of Ohio State football coming for you all season long, all year long at BuckeyeHuddle.com.